What's up fam, we're back again with another video for the Taiji Legacy, and today's video you're gonna learn how to explode like a super beast with calisthenics and push-ups of course. So let's get it boys. Alright guys, how to explode like a super beast calisthenics or explode with your explosive push-ups with this technique. Okay, so what you guys need to do is of course explosive movements. But it's not just explosive movements, it's plyometric movements. But it's not just plyometric movements, right? It's controlled and focused plyometric movements. But we're not talking about a plain old Superman push-up or a Kukai push-up where you're hanging in the air using a bit of hip movement and hip flexion in order for yourself to propel your body upward in order to hit that move, right? That's in controlled plyometric movement, explosive movement, right? So that you're pushing up, and when you're in the time, during that duration that you're in the air and you're up, you don't have to control the movement anymore, right? Because you're using that extra thrust from your hip to become, to propel higher, alright? So when we're talking about focused and controlled plyometric movements in push-ups, we're talking about things that doesn't require you to propel yourself upwards with your hip. We're talking about control movements, so we're talking about clapping push-ups, fly push-ups, we're talking about the basics, the easier ones, alright? So that's just normal push-ups, explosives, alright? Plyometric, clapping, we're talking about back clap without the use of your hip movement, alright? Movements like this that are focused, that are controlled, that relies on you for yourself to use your own strength in order for yourself to complete the movement, to get from point A to point B with good form without using kick or momentum and help from the side, alright? You don't want to use your body, you don't want to use your strength, alright? There's a difference there. So I'll demonstrate what this actually means. So when we're going into the focused push-up, I'll jump into the plyometric, and why the plyometric is good, and I'm talking about controlled, is because you're able to control the movement and you're able to give yourself enough strength in order to complete the movement, and you're able to push as much as you need in order to complete the movement without using kick. Alright, so I could do a normal plyometric push-up, but I don't have to use that much force to complete it. So that's when it becomes really good, because I can apply just enough force in order for myself to complete the movement. So we're talking about just completing it, which just looks like this. Completing it just looks like that. But if you want to go for increasing your explosive movements drastically, you got to push as hard as you can without using your hips, alright? So it's like this, alright? Hence everything, just push up as hard as you can, alright? Make sure when you're doing these movements that you don't just slam the ground with your palms, alright? You want to push down as you're coming down, so all the impact just doesn't go onto your palms. The same thing can be applied with clapping push-ups, alright? You're clapping, and then you're clapping up the top, and then you're coming down as well. So I'll demonstrate that one as well. So a normal one will just look like this, right? Like that. That's just completing the movement. But when you're putting all your strength into it, it will look like this, and this is what you need to do to increase your explosive strength. Now you can, with those harder movements that we're talking about, the clapping and the back clap, you can use hip movement. Just try to tone it down, because it won't help you in the long term, right? So if you guys really want to increase your explosive strength, focus on the controlled plyometric movements, right? So that's basically it for today's video. Hopefully you could learn something about this. Apply this to your training, your strength training, if you really want to increase your explosive strength, whether you want to get the Kukai push-up, you want to get the 6 clap push-up. Alright, so you guys enjoyed the video, like the video, subscribe for more content, comment down below any more video suggestions, whatever else you want us to do. See you guys in the next video. Taiji Fam to the end. Peace out.